Good evening, class, and welcome to your virtual course. My name is Dr. Araipour, and you may call me Dr. A. I had sent several emails, and I hope you've had a chance to explore your course. Here's the homepage of the Canvas. Number one, you were supposed to watch the welcome message. It simply welcomes you to the course. I'm very happy to have you here. And I wish you all best of luck. Number two is the class philosophy. Simply put, it says this is a community, and what it means that is we are all here to help one another and respect each other and learn. Number three, we have the announcements. There were several announcements sent to you. Bear in mind, these announcements not only are emailed to you, they are also available here on a regular basis. You can go back if you want to check any of them. And we have a recorded orientation, the first one. I hope you have had a chance to watch that. It's going to be very similar to what we are going to do now. And then welcome and orientation, exception to orientation, and online study guide, MSc, Math Success Center, and so on and so forth. So number four, again, on the homepage, we are simply following the numbers. Number four, follow the steps below. So first we look at the syllabus, then the modules. Under the modules, we can find the practice test, the PowerPoints, solution to practice test, homework assignments, which will be done in MOM, My Open Math. I will refer to it as MOM from now on. And homework is set up such that you can watch video lectures, lessons, assessments before starting each homework. There is a practice test key, and then a discussion forum. Again, on the left navigation bar, we can see that, or right here. And then taking the exam in before the due date, and the office hours, class time, 5 to 8:30. Let's start with the syllabus quickly and look at that. I will look at the Excel file first and foremost to show you how fast this course is going to move on. It's a fast-paced course. It's a 5-week course. The first exam is this Sunday, and the first assignment is Introduction to MOM, or My Open Math, which is due tonight. Some students have already done it. I was hoping everybody had started with MOM, but that's not the case. Then every week we have an exam on Saturdays. The exams are, they do expire at 11:59 from the time you receive the email from me, which contains the password. You can take it anytime you want before the due date. Here's the syllabus. Let's quickly look at that one. Again, welcoming you to the course. Then, since syllabi are getting larger and larger, and students may not bother to read the whole thing, I put them in this format. So I have topics, for example, course catalog, text, calendar, so on and so forth. But I'm going to spend a couple of minutes going over the whole thing. Please come back to this and check whatever area you're interested in. So obviously we start with the section number, and then course catalog, student learning outcomes, and the text is college algebra by OpenStax. Is free. Again, I will show you when we go to My Open Math MOM, which is based on a college algebra 2nd edition from OpenStax, and the online assignments, the digital homework, is done in My Open Math. Again, class calendar, it's the same thing we looked at in Excel file. And as far as the exam reviews, basically will take place during the class sessions and will be recorded and posted. So, and there will be no proctorio exam. I'm assuming we are all adults. We are here to learn, and there is no need for that. Meeting important dates, calculators, you can use a graphing calculator. You may not be able to use on all the exams, but the graphing calculators, and I will show you some of the stuff that I put on MOM, which gives you a chance to get a free graphing calculator. I will show you when we come across it. Tech support, whether you need it for the publisher or campus, it's here. Math Success Center, and I will discuss that further in a moment. Other helpful websites. This is probably the most important part as far as students are concerned, grading policy. Online homework, 200 points. You have no limit as to how long it takes you to start the homework and finish it in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, in one session, in two sessions, as long as it's done within the time period when it expires, before expiration. Discussion forum, there are 5 of them, 5 times 20, 100 points. There are 4 exams, 100 points each, and a final exam, which is comprehensive, 300 points, giving you 1,000 points of total. And I want to explain something about the final test. Although it is comprehensive, it's very simple, because all you have to do, study and review previous 4 exams plus the new module, which is 5. 90%, that means 900 points or more, is an A. 80%, that means 800 points or more, is a B, and so on and so forth. There is no makeup policy for the test. If something comes up, you can always let me know, but it is important to know. The reason is because you can take it anytime you want after you receive the password. And also, the worst exam grade among the first 4 may be replaced by the final score, as long as the final score is good, meaning B, 80% or higher. The discussion forum and the homework, they must be at high percentage, at least 95%. And more importantly, this action will result in a higher letter grade. In other words, if I make the change and nothing happens and B remains as B, it makes no sense to do so. There's a 10% deduction for assignments that are done late. The introduction to MOM doesn't have any possibility of getting done late, or the last module. Discussion forum is the same thing. And there are more informations here. The next thing that is important is called CSULB Study 36. And basically it says we need 3 hours per unit to study and to be successful, which means for this course would be 12 hours on a regular basis. However, it's a short semester, and you need a minimum of 20 hours a week to do well in this course. Basically, students who don't do the first assignment or miss any of the exam will be dropped. More information regarding the SPS, financial aids, and summary steps to success. In short, study the PowerPoints, do your homework in MOM, watch the videos that are mostly embedded in the homework or prior to that, and study the practice test, post questions in the discussion forum on Canvas, and of course send your question via Canvas inbox or campus email, and take the exam by their due date. As far as the communication and student office hours is concerned, we just meet for the class in winter, and you're more than welcome to ask me any questions. If the questions happen to be general, I can answer it generally, and if it's private, I'd be more than happy to set up a breakout room for you. Basic needs, Justice Scholars programs, and Netiquette as far as online courses is concerned. In short, we are here to help one another, and more importantly, we want to use the correct spelling and grammar and respect and have a positive tone. That's really the idea behind the online Netiquette. I'm going to go back to the homepage of Canvas and continue with that thoughts. The next one is the modules. And again, everything that you see here, you can go to the left navigation bar, or you can click it here. So what do we find there? First and foremost, we find mom, my open math here. And over here, basically all you have to do, and I want you to read at top, no need for course ID to log on to mom, because I received this email and it's very surprising to me that students don't even bother to read the top here. You don't need a course ID because when you click on this, it will ask you the information and you register for the course. Since you have to enter through Canvas, there is no need for a course ID. And I will leave that for the end. I will go over that for you because I want to show you what is done over there. So I'm going to leave that for the last. I'm going to continue. Exam 1 module covers chapter 2. We start with the practice test, then we have the PowerPoints, and then the key to the practice test. Same thing for exam 2, we have the practice test, chapters, the PowerPoints, and the practice test. The same thing continues. When I go over this module 1, everything else, module 2, 3, 4, 5 are very similar. But I want to look at the last one before I start exploring module 1. This is for the graphing calculator. And what happens here is that I have given you the basic TI calculator commands. And on the first page, I have given you the information that may help you download the emulator, TI-84 emulator. I got to be honest with you, it's sometimes not easy to do that. There is a YouTube video that helps, and there are other online calculators. Here's another example that I have here. But if the TI calculator emulator works, you will get something like this on your computer. Turn it on, start working. I don't know, 78 divided by 2, just making something up. So the point being, this is possible to get, but it requires you reading and following, and if need be, getting help from the tech support. So it's not something that belongs to me, but I have found it. And sometimes as I go from one computer to the next, it makes it very difficult. There are other calculators that you can find online. In other words, I don't want you to pay a penny for anything. Then I have the algebra or basic TI calculator commands that I have put in. And if there is anything, anything else that comes up, I put it up here for you. Therefore, if there is a command that you like and you come across it, you're more than welcome to send me, and I will add it to this document. It's a live document and it's being updated on a regular basis. So what do we find here? With the first module, what I'd like you to do first and foremost, click on the practice test. And in fact, I'd like you to either print this or just make sure you have access to it easily and take a few minutes, read the questions. And the reason I like you to do that, because I want you to see what you're getting yourself into as far as the first part of the course, the first module is concerned. There are only 20 questions, very straightforward. A lot of them you should be comfortable with because you've had other courses. But you don't have to do anything. Take 5 minutes of reading. Then here's the next one, giving you access to my PowerPoints. And so as you can see, there are a number of PowerPoints. For example, the first one is this one. And if you download, put it in slide mode, when you come across a topic, it doesn't give you the whole page. It may go through a short paragraph and then the next one, or line by line, especially when we come across the example. For example, right here, it won't show you the answer. It just shows you the question. And then as you move on, it reveals step-by-step solutions. And you can go to the next section and the next one, and the next one. As you go through the PowerPoints, it gives you a chance to do and solve the practice test questions one by one. So on a daily basis, all you have to do, pick up a few questions and do it. And again, the first exam is coming up very fast. And as I've mentioned, quite a few students have already started the course. And finally, for module 1, take a look, see what we have. We also have the key, which means whenever you solve a question, check the key, make sure you have the right answer. So we have the questions, we have the PowerPoints to guide you through the course, we have the keys, and on the left side, the navigation bar, we have the recorded practice test lectures as well, which will take you to my YouTube channel. So not only you have the practice test questions and keys, you also have access to the solutions step-by-step recording. Everything is available for you. I'm going to go back to the modules. So again, exam 1 module, we have the questions, PowerPoints, keys, and on the left navigation bar, recorded solution step by step. Let's go back to the home page. We are following step 4. So we've done all of them. I leave the homework towards the end as I go through MOM or my Open Math. Practice test and keys was discussed. I want to look at the discussion forum. Again, you can click on this or on the left navigation bar, look for discussions. What do we find? First, student bios. I have put mine as an example. It would be nice that your fellow students hear from you and get to know you. So that's a student bio. You go and basically reply and you write your own bio. All you have to do is just reply here and write your bio. The next one is frequently asked questions. In the past, there have been some questions students have come up with, and I put them here. For example, do I need a course ID? And the answer is absolutely positively no. There are other questions that are answered here. How to use a late pass, how to check a grade in MOM. Here's the question that where to find the exam password. It will be emailed to you. And then you can find it. If for any reason you misplace that email, it's under the announcement, under the exam number, exam 1, exam 2, exam 3, so on and so forth. So those are the ones that students have asked. I put them here. If you have any other question that I think students can benefit from them, I will add it to this. Now, obviously, those two discussion forums are not being created, but look at the next ones. Module 1, Module 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5, each one is worth 20 points. So let's start with the first one, and it's due pretty soon. I have to, I believe I may have to look at the date to make sure it's the correct date. In any event, so you are required to pick a question from Module 1 and put it here. Now, whether you pick the question from your homework, from some source of your own, from the book, from a different text, from any source, including the practice test, that's fine with me. You have to read all the posts questions and solutions posted by others first, and pick a different question to post. No duplication is allowed. A question with one word solution, one line solution, or definition is not acceptable and results in 0 point for the post. We can't repeat the same question. We can't pick up a question that is not worthy of our discussion forum. So write the question. If it's from a specific place like a homework or practice test, and write down the question fully, and then show all steps using math equation editor, or embed an image. If you have a difficult time with that, you can write everything in a piece of paper and upload it here, not as a PDF file, because I want to make sure students can see it. So make sure you do it properly, because if they can't see it and they have to download it, that doesn't count. Number 2, find a similar problem online or on YouTube or Khan Academy, and you get 5 points for that. Okay, so number 1, you have a question with the details and solutions. Number 2, you pick a similar question from YouTube or so forth. And finally, comment or on or explain at least one classmate question that is either solved or is found online and posted by watching it carefully in its entirety. Explain about what the question addressed and what you learned from it, and outline a few steps you learned as a result. A compliment is nice, but it's not a comment. To receive credit for this part, you have to write the name of your classmate, and that gives you 5 points. Again, if you just write, "Thank you so much, I learned a lot," that's not what I'm looking for. Here's a simple example. The question is asking you to solve this. I go over the details. I say you're going to multiply by LCD. I will solve it step by step, and I'm showing you all the steps mathematically. Then I pick a similar question on a YouTube. I put it here, how to solve a linear equation with fractions. And I'm making this question up, class. You have to make sure it's from module 1. And then comment on question by, you write down who's the, your fellow student that you are answering. And this post was about solving an absolute value equality when solving, and I'm explaining what I've learned. Okay. Notice at the end what I have. Please refer to the following instruction, how to embed an image in Canvas discussion for help. If you want to write on a piece of paper, that's absolutely fine. And then use this video to see how you can upload it properly. Or if you want to use the math editor, reply, insert, click on the symbol for the square root of x and do the math. It's very simple. So reply, insert, and this is the equation editor. That's what it says. Going back to the discussion forum. To recap the discussion forum, student bios, frequently asked question. For now, you want to be concerned with the first one, module 1, and by the time you finish that, you know what to do with the rest of them. Everything is due 1 day before the exam. Going back to the home page, practically we have looked at everything. So let's see, whenever we are done, we are ready to take the exam. Again, if you click on the exams, it takes you to the modules and where you can find my open batch. So let me go back to the regular view under the modules. If you click on this again, it will ask you to register, and it simply asks you for name, username, password, things of that nature. If you already have an account, it'll let you in, and then you make up an account for this course. So when we get in there, what do we find? So first and foremost, a mandatory introduction assignment to my open math. I'm going to spend a moment going over that. This is due tonight, and you have to get on with that immediately because we have a lot to do, class. Okay. Then you find the exams, course description, calendar, module 0, 1, 2,
Hello.
3.
Hello. I would just like to.
And so The same thing that we saw in Canvas, modules 1 through module 5, and I'm going to discuss one of them and then the rest of them repeat. So let's go back at the top and look at this mandatory assignment. So the questions are very straightforward. The purpose of this is to make sure you can use my open math accordingly. Okay, so first, a simple example, the first one says, enter this number. The moment you click on it, it opens a math editor. So you can use a fraction bar, exponents, so on and so forth. So for example, here, I'm going to put 35.2662. It says, enter the number, no round. The next one says, round it to the nearest hundreds. That means, look at this number, which is 6, next to it is 6, so it's going to go up, and it becomes, what am I doing here? And becomes 35.2. Now, I'm interested in number 6. Next to it is number 6, so it goes up to 7. Anytime you have 5 or higher next to it, it goes up. And this one, I want to divide by 0. I can't divide by 0. It's undefined. So if I click here, I don't find the word undefined. So I have to use the word DNE, does not exist. And so I submit. Notice the moment I submit, it check marks and say, okay, I haven't made a mistake. So I continue to question 2, 3, so on and so forth. First, I want you to notice, if I click done here, immediately it registers my score. Because if for any reason I never come back to this, then the score of 7.7% on this one, or 1 of 13 is the grade I'm going to receive for this. However, you can come back anytime you want before its expiration and resume and continue with question 2, 3, and so forth. So the moment you enter the answer, it will register your grade. You don't have to worry about that. I'm going to assume everybody's following that. The next one is the exams. Again, I put it at the top right after that. For now, the first exam is due on the 8th, and you don't have to worry about it. As I said, I will send you an email. But again, it's at top, so you don't have to look for that. So click on it and start with the first exam after you are ready to start. Course description, we have the calendar. I want you to notice this homework is due today, and notice the red means it's very close. Here's the exam one. Before the exam one, every assignment that pertains to exam one is due. That means I should do the work on Saturday? No. That means every day I have to work on them to get ready for the first exam. Same things. Second exam is on Saturday. Does that mean the day before on Friday I have to do all the homework for that? No. I have a few days. Every day I have to do a few sections. Otherwise, I'm going to be behind, so on and so forth. Now, what do I find under module 0? It's resources class. This is the text we are going to use. And it's got its section. It's been put together in a format that some of the sections have been deleted to make it easy for you to follow. However, it is based on this text. Why is it important to know that? Because this text is a lot easier to access online like this. So you click on a chapter, a section, and it brings it up. So it is easier to navigate this one. But the OpenStack's college algebra is based on that. Now notice what else I have right here. Graphing calculators, online graphing calculators, and so on and so forth. Scientific calculators. So this is a graphing calculator, everybody. You can explore that. This is another graphing calculator, and this is a scientific calculator. There are so many calculators that I have put here for you. They're all free. The point being, I don't want you to pay a penny for anything. Then how do I use a late pass? I hope you don't have to use a late pass for this course. This is a 5-week course. You can't take a chance, but it tells you how to use that. How do you review your assignments? Basically, you go to the gradebook, you click on your grade for that assignment. It gives you a chance to review it if it has been passed to, such as an exam. Free online calculators, again, I'm repeating, with more information videos. So in short, Module 0 has all the resources you need. Let's go to Module 1. So what do you find in Module 1? We have only one chapter, and remember, you can find my PowerPoints in Canvas. So you start with the first one, and it gives you the learning objectives. Then if you want to go to the text, it'll take you there for reading asides from what we already have, which means the PowerPoints. And video lessons. I highly recommend you go over the video lessons. You know what? You may not need to do anything else. That means you may not need to even look at my PowerPoints if these are good enough for this section. And then first we have a video assignment, then we have a practice assignment. Video assignment, video assignment 2.1. It starts with a video reminding you how a question like this can be answered. So just watch that video.
Welcome to a lesson on the Cartesian plane. In this lesson, we'll be discussing ordered pairs and plotting points.
So basically you watch that and you answer this question. And right away, you know you have it right or wrong. Just for the sake of argument, if I'm interested in 0, 2, here's 0, 2. I want 5, 0. Here's 5, 0. And remember, the video has already shown me how to come up with the answer. And you continue with the rest of it. And again, at the end, you click done. You can always come back to resume. So let's do this. -5 and 5 is here. If 4 and 4 is here, you submit the question and it check marks. We receive the points. We click done. And again, it shows when I click done, it says, okay, you got one question right, but the other ones are not attempted. Do you want to resume or exit? So something comes up, I need to exit. I come back 30 minutes later to finish. So that's the first thing I do. And after that, I go with the practice assignment here, which also some of them have videos. For example, the first question, as you can see, it's very similar to the one we just did. It does also have video, and this one has a video, and this one doesn't. So some of them do, some of them don't. Some of them have a couple of videos. So I hope you see that. If you just stick with Module 1, Chapter 2, watch these videos, start with the video assignment and the practice assignment, you may not need anything else. So let me quickly recap MOM and then recap Canvas, and we are done. So In Canvas, under the modules, the very first one says mom and it says no course ID. So you click on it and you register. It takes you here. The very first assignment is Introduction to my Open Math. So what is it? It just tells you how to use Open Math. Exams, you don't have to worry about it now, but later on over here you can find them. Course description, calendar. Make sure you do the work beforehand, before the exam. The day before the exam, everything is due for that module. Module 0 is some information like text, grade book, calendar, late pass, you name it, online calculators. Module 1, you start with the very first section. This is the learning objective. If you like to read, you can do so. I highly recommend you watch these videos and then do the video assignment before you do the practice assignment. And that's all there is to it. And if you forget to submit, it doesn't matter. It will do it for you as long as it's done properly. And let's recap the Canvas. When you go to the home page, number 1, watching a welcome message. Number 2, class philosophy. Number 3, the announcements. Under the announcements, you can find a lot of things, including the passport for the exams. Not only will be emailed to you, if for any reason you misplace it, it will be here. And number 4, we have the syllabus. Under the modules, we can find the practice test, PowerPoints, the keys, the homework, and exams are done through my Open Math under the modules. And the discussion forum right here or on the left side, we have the student bio, frequently asked question, and modules. Module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each one is worth 20 points. I'm sure you'll do fine. Just make sure you follow the instruction. I wish you all best of luck and happy study.